and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please note that Ms. Billy Daly, Mr. Mike McMillan, Mr. Morris Moody, Ms. Elaine Jones, and myself and Mr. McGee are all present. Approval of agenda. The superintendent recommends approval of the meeting agenda.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Approval of the minutes. The superintendent recommends the approval of the minutes from August 9th, 2022 board meeting.
Make that motion. I'll second it.
Discussion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Action consent. You've received / approval of policies. The superintendent recommends the following policies be received / approved. Request to approve revised policy file 3.19 child nutrition received August 9th, 2022.
Need a motion. Make the motion. Second.
Discussion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Approval of contracted services. The superintendent recommends the approval of the following contracted services. Request to approve payment to Emily Blake to provide math intervention and math reading Ames Web data collection for the 2022-2023 school year, Brent Elementary School. Payment of $25 per hour will be made from BES local school funds.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Discussion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Request to approve payment to Glenda Faye Greer to provide services to special education students with hearing impairments and consultation with special education teachers for the 2022-2023 school year. Payment of $50 per hour, not to exceed 8 hours per week, will be made from IDEA funds.
Make the motion. Second.
Discussion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Request to approve the following as concession workers for all home varsity, JV, middle, and youth football games as needed, West Blockton High School. Payment of $50 each per day will be made from the West Blockton High School local school funds. Jenny Epperson, Taylor Grady, Cheryl Rice, Kaylee Milligan, Jossie Chesser.
Make that motion. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Request to approve payment to Chloe Odell, Bibb County Career Academy student to participate as worksite co-op student for federal program support. Payment of $9 per hour, approximately 10 hours per week, will be made from Title I funds.
Make a motion.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Request to approve payment to Tammy Donner to provide receptionist / office work August through September 2022, West Blockton Middle School. Payment of $20 per hour, not to exceed $2,000, will be made from West Blockton Middle School local school funds.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
I did want to discuss.
Okay, sorry.
I was wondering, was it not a replacement? I
No.
can't remember.
There-
It was,
At the
she
same-
resigned, she backed out.
I know she resigned last
Mhm.
year, but
No, I mean, they
No.
had one they thought,
but nobody has replaced her yet.
Not yet, there are applicants.
So this is
This,
temporary just to help them out till they can. find-
through the transition period when they do hire a new one. But there is a pool of applicants there, and, he has not named one or been ready to name one yet. So this will be just as, someone that has been there and knows
Are
it.
there applicants for it?
There
already?
are applicants there for it.
That's it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Request to approve payment to Jonathan Cooley to provide drumline instruction for fall 2022 semester, Bibb County High School. Payment of $25 per hour up to 27 hours will be made from BCHS local school funds.
I make that motion.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Personnel action, the superintendent recommends the approval of the following personnel actions. Request to approve the resignation of Joshua Aaron Tinker as assistant varsity football coach, head varsity girls basketball coach, and assistant varsity baseball coach, West Blockton High School, effective August 12, 2022.
Make the motion.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Request to transfer the employment of Terry Jess Morton as teacher, Centerville Middle School, to history teacher, Bibb County High School, effective August 17, 2022.
Make that motion.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Request to approve the employment of Robert Smith as teacher, Centerville Middle School, effective August 17, 2022.
Make that motion.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Request to approve the employment of Latasha Haygood as district special education paraprofessional, effective August 17, 2022.
Make the motion.
Second.
Discussion?
What is a paraprofessional?
An aide.
That's
Classroom
not an aide, it's not an assistant to a teacher, or they don't have a degree, I presume. I don't know that.
It's a classroom aide, paraprofessional aide.
Sir?
It's an aide, a classroom aide, paraprofessional aide.
So it is an aide?
Yes.
Okay. That's it. Camille.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
That is correct.
That's correct.
She's gonna be a special ed aide.
Special education.
Right.
You're a paraprofessional.
So I should have asked Ms. Downs earlier, and I saw her sitting
Working with,
there, but
special needs students. And she's been with us in all curriculum services.
yes.
Request to approve the employment of Angeline Gibson as Access Facilitator, Paraprofessional Instructional Aide, Bibb County High School, effective August 17, 2022.
Make that motion.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Request to approve Matthew Allen as Assistant Varsity Boys Basketball Coach, West Blockton High School.
Make the motion.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Request to approve Joshua Aaron Tinkert as middle school head football coach and middle school head baseball coach, West Blockton Middle School.
Make that motion.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Request to approve Johnny Brown as middle school assistant softball coach and middle school head boys basketball coach, West Blockton Middle School.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Approval of substitutes. Request to approve the following substitutes. Heidi Six, classroom /CMP /custodian substitute. Joanne Sanders, CNP substitute.
I make that motion.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Approval of volunteers. Request to approve the following volunteers. Tommy Harris, retired teacher, volunteer assistant football coaching aide, West Blockton Middle School.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Next board meeting, work session, the next board work session will be held Thursday, September 8th, 2022 at 10 p.m. And the board meeting will be Tuesday, September 13th, 2020 at 5 p.m. And we will now have superintendent remarks.
All right. thank you, board members, for coming in on a called meeting, this morning and this week. There were, and we knew this, from early last week, we would have a couple of transfers and teacher hires that we wanted to get done and not wait until the September board meeting. So I appreciate you coming in today. As far as the next work session and board meeting, we have been having some discussion possibly at the work session on the 8th of having the principals present their CIP plans on that day. Mr. Hodge isn't in today. I don't have his date of a first budget hearing. I know we'll have to have the second budget hearing no later than that September 13th to get it due by the 15th. So he may also want to do a budget hearing on that day of the work session. I'll just have to check with him, see if he's going to be ready for that, for the first budget hearing. The AASB District 2 fall meeting, I know that Ms. Hudson's been in contact with you about that. Excuse me, I'm thinking of the AASB fall conference. The District 2 meeting is Monday, August 29th, 6:30 p.m., and that's in Prattville on that evening. The fall conference is that first Sunday of October, if you were interested in that. I know that we've had some discussion informally of possibly walking over today and looking at the band room at Good County High School. After the meeting, any of you that want to stay and do that, I will call Mr. Austin and let him know that we're going to walk over there and look around at the band room after the meeting today. Otherwise, that's all I have.
Will there be someone that show us the points of concern, the areas of concern?
Mr. Austin.
Somebody will
Mr. Austin can do that.
Mr. Austin can do this.
But anyway, that's all I have, and again, I thank you for coming in to take care of these personnel, especially the teacher hires and transfers. I appreciate you coming in today for that. And I want to also thank Dr. Partridge for filling in for me last week. Appreciate that, and
she did a good job.
She did. I'm sure she did, and it was her birthday, and I missed it. I really would have liked to have seen her as you sang happy birthday to her.
Did you watch it?
I have not seen it. I
Okay.
saw people here decorated her door and hallway, and that was good too. But thank you to Dr. Partridge for filling in for me last week. I do feel much better, and hopefully just a couple more days as precaution with the mask, and then I'll be totally back to normal. That's all I have, Ms. Gibson.
I need a motion in a
I
second.
got Mr. McGee, Camille, I got a call this morning from a lady that, her daughter is 2 or 3 of them play on the girls golf team. And, Coach Mitchell, that's the basketball coach, right?
Wallace.
Coach Wallace, he's coaching it. But, said they, wanted him to give that up and let what's the guy that came from, West Blockton up there this year down here?
Clements.
Yeah, Clemens. Said, take away the golf coach that she says has done a very good job and, is the best one they've had, you know, and give the supplement money to him to coach. Clements is gonna coach football and coach the golf, but she says he don't know nothing about golf and everything. She hates to see the program go down after Mitchell had said Wallace, the way she said Wallace don't wanna He'd like to stay there and do that, is what, what she said.
I haven't had any conversation with Mr. Austin about any of that. I would recommend anyone talk to the principal on that. We haven't had anything, obviously it's not on today's
No, that's
agenda,
what
I don't have anything, but, I would refer right now, any discussion of that with the school principal. And I haven't even spoken with the school principal about it. I also received a call this morning, concerned
I got a text that
about
I
it.
hadn't replied.
Mr. May I say something?
Yes,
I went by the alternative school career tech, and I'm concerned because they had no locks on their doors. I mean, you could just walk in. So is that,
the alternative school has a key,
well,
Key
I didn't,
punch.
which door is it on?
it's, the front door of the alternative,
Would they buzz them in?
yes, the front door of the alternative school has that.
It has a doorbell, not keyless entry.
Right.
And we looked, and because of the age of that door, that entire front door would have to be replaced to have keyless entry. You'd have to take the old wooden church door off and put a metal frame
Yeah,
industrial
I think
door
we
on.
need that. I think there's
But
something.
their door stays locked and they have the doorbell, but they don't
Well,
have.
it wasn't locked when I went up there this morning. I just opened-
Most of the times I've been by, it remains locked.
Yeah, I opened the door when
Um,
I went in, so.
And
if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken,
the secretary was in there.
yeah, I don't think Dr. Cutts was there today, and it may be that whoever went in just didn't lock it.
do they have any students right now?
No, I'm not talking about alternative, I'm talking about career tech.
Okay, the
Yeah.
Career Academy does not currently have it. But I'm waiting on a quote. We've walked around and visited every school because the system they're putting in the new multipurpose building at Bibb County High and the one that's going in at West Lockton, it is a server-based system, and we are looking to possibly expand it to every school. But they have not gotten me the quote back yet. But it would include 2 or 3 doors at every school.
Including the.
Career Academy and Bibb County High. Now, we looked at the alternative school, and that, like I said, that would require the entire old historic door
Yeah,
to be replaced, frame and all, with a metal industrial frame.
And y'all, here's a list of all the repairs that have not been made, that have been turned to the maintenance department. And of course, you got these, but some of these date back to, I don't know, do we need to hire someone else to help them? I mean, they're so overwhelmed, they can't get to all this stuff. And I went in the bus shop, and y'all, it smells like mold. There's mold in the ceiling, and one of the ceiling tiles fell down, and there's still water in that building.
the architects have submitted plans to have that building torn down, and then what's left, we'll re-roof it. So we're sort of in the middle of that project. We haven't brought it to you to approve yet, but what our, preliminary, what we're looking at is basically tearing down all of the main floor of that structure and leaving the maintenance shop, the bus shop, the offices and bus shop working area, and just a little bit of room for storage, and then re-roof all that and tear the rest of it and just leave that slab out front.
You've been out there with all that stuff, I mean, that place is.
It's been leaking for years though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been leaking
Well,
for
when
years.
you can look up and see mold, that's pretty dangerous to me.
There's been water poured in there every time a hard rain comes in different places. So it needs to all come down. But, right now the architect has preliminary plans drawn up on that, and we haven't received those back yet to put it out for bid. But, we're probably looking at, I hate to say, but probably anywhere from 700,000 to 1.2 million to do that. which the cost to just put a new roof on it is almost that much anyway. And our feeling is we really don't need to roof that whole building, because all it's doing is been holding junk mostly anyway. The stuff needs to be just thrown away and deleted. But we do have a plan working on that right now. As far as the other question on the maintenance issues,
I was basically.
I know that,
looking for see what had been turned in on the van rooms, and we were gonna look at it, but like I said, it's lots of, I don't really see anything that actually says the van room. I mean, it's got it under the teacher's name, so I don't know what teacher would be turning it in for the repairs on the van room.
Yeah. I know our maintenance department for the last week has been working almost all day, every day, trying to get different air conditioners up and running. We've got a few at Brent's school, some at West Block, some at Randolph that they're working on classroom air conditioners to work. But as far as hiring an additional maintenance worker, that's certainly something that could be entertained. And we have, about a year ago, I talked with Craig, and we've approved any of our maintenance workers for any overtime they work. If they want to come in on Saturdays and start handling some of those trouble ticket items, to just go ahead and pay them overtime instead of comp time. That's happened some, but not a lot.
At one time we talked about school bus drivers, maybe doing some maintenance, instead of driving back or whatever, if they drove the bus.
Right. Working for 4 hours a day. Yeah.
Something like that.
Any other discussion? I need a motion and a second. Request to adjourn the meeting.
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting